Hello, welcome back. We're going to now crack on a bit more with our chat about the Mandalorian. We are going to discuss further Stefan's fucking hatred of droids, because apparently, despite the fact he loves Star Wars more than most things in life, he doesn't like some of the key characters.
It's not
Go on, Steph. Tell us.
Slanderous.
Tell us.
Slander.
Come on. Come on. Stand by your opinion. What have you got to tell us about droids now?
Well, I'm actually going back to something that you said in an earlier episode about we were discussing. Yeah, it's revisionist history. So just a little bit, just briefly. It's a good thing. It's positive. But we were talking about the purveyor of drinks at the Mos Eisley Cantina who will not serve droids and gets very angry and vocal about it. And we've never understood it. And I think the previous episode of The Mandalorian has answered that for us, because droids have their own bars. We never knew that before. So I think that kind of, and humans aren't particularly welcome in there because they get some pretty weird looks, don't they? So it's the kind of the segregation, isn't it? It's like the workforce from the people that benefit from the workers. So I think that's almost.
Do you think that's the reason?
Solved that. Yeah, I think. I'm sure that was the reason why they included that, was because we've never understood that, have we? Why does he get so angry about droids in his bar? It must be because he's probably tried to go into one of their bars, the Resistor or whatever the hell it was called, and he's been turned away. And he's like, fucking droids won't let me drink in their bar. That's it. I'll be damned if I'm letting one of those mechanical bastards in my bar.
Yeah. Bear in mind, we started this conversation with me accusing you being negative about droids, and me being very positive because I love them. You know what? I don't. That scene with the bar, I was just like,
it was stupid though.
What the fuck is this?
They tried to rationalize it with like, no, they don't drink normal drinks. They drink micro.
They drink exactly the same thing.
They're drinking programs or some bullshit. That was a bit stupid.
I was like, guys, come on, you're better than this.
Yeah. And I absolutely love Jack Black. I really do. The guy's hilarious.
And Lizzo.
Yeah. But I can't see him as anyone except Jack Black, and I definitely can't picture him as a sci-fi character in
Look into my eyes
Star
and
Wars.
It's easy to see. 1 and 1 makes 2, 2 and 1 makes 3.
Yeah, Tenacious D were awesome. I got nothing bad to say about it at all.
It was destiny. Should I stop now? Should I stop?
Is this your audition? I don't think.
1,700,000 years. Sorry, I'm gonna stop now. So I've stopped.
But do you see what I mean, though? Because it kind of takes you out of the scene a bit when you spot him, because he's such a character, but not in the way that Star Wars needed.
Yeah. No, because I think he fit the character well.
Well, he did. I just felt like I was watching Jack Black, though. No, okay, good.
Well, I was. You were watching Jack Black, but
but most of the time I forget who I'm watching, is what I'm saying. And the line, "Let's address the bantha in the room." I mean, that was a bit silly.
I like that.
No, come on. That was stupid. That was another thing that reminded me. When I hear lines like that, I just see writers in a room scribbling down jokes and things like that. It doesn't feel like natural, There was zero chance they would say something so similar to a normal phrase that we have here on Earth.
Actually, it's interesting you say that, because in terms of phraseology and parlance and all that kind of stuff, there's a bit where I think it comes back to what we said about R5 and him having a bit of a paddy about what he's being asked to do by Mando.
Brady bot.
And scaredy cat. And Din Djarin, he refers to him as Bud. I was like,
yeah,
that doesn't feel very Star Warsy. But then again,
Yeah.
I guess, well, good. Actually, I guess if you go back to the originals, like Harrison Ford's constantly dropping in stuff
Do
like
they
that.
use
I can't think
70s
of anything else.
slang in the original
Yeah,
trilogy and 80s slang?
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
I
There's
don't know
plenty
if
of
they do.
kids. And
I
I'm trying
think
to think of an
George
example, but I
Lucas
feel
was
like,
obsessed with typing so much bullshit
yeah,
because he even got pulled up on that, didn't he, by Harrison Ford? It's like, you can type this shit, but you can't speak it because they just made him say the most ridiculous lines. So I think he went the other way. He tried too much to make it otherworldly and alien. But you're right, now in this era, it's a bit more down with the cool
it
kids
just reminded me of something
parlance.
I saw the other day. It was a,
Hmm.
I think I can't remember what it was. I say, looking at how Mark Hamill looked in the interview. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly when it was. Relatively recently, I would say probably at some point in the last, certainly in the last 10 years. It was probably, I guess, around about the time that the sequels were out, because I don't know when else he would have been doing the rounds of the big US talk shows. But he was telling a story about him, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, and whatever else, when they come out of the trash compactor and they're taking off their stormtrooper helmet. Actually, no, they didn't have a stormtrooper helmet. It's on the because they'd taken them off already in the thing. But anyway, they come out, and obviously Luke's been dragged under and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's piss wet through.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes out of the trash compactor, beautifully blown drying hair.
Yeah.
And he turns around to and he's trying to say to like everyone, it's like, oh, do you not think I should have wet hair?
Yeah.
Do you not think people are going to notice that there's a continuity error with that? And Harrison Ford just turns around to him and goes, I don't think it's that kind of movie, kid.
Great line.
Like, Harrison Ford's like, look, people aren't going to be worrying about that.
Yeah.
Little did he know that 40 odd years later, people who are making podcasts where they do identify these things.
That's right. We'll be studying it frame by frame and picking it to pieces because we are that petty.
I also saw a thing this week about Harrison Ford and his indifference, should we say, to fame. But that's a different conversation for another day. Anyway.
Okay.
So, yes, very interesting. Very interesting. Not obviously not a view that we haven't heard from other people many other times, but it was the way he discussed it was really interesting. But anyway, I cannot remember how we got to this point. Droids. Anyway, Bud. It was the use of the term Bud.
Yeah.
And
that does annoy me a bit.
And the banter in the room.
Yes,
I quite liked.
it.
Also,
didn't sit right with me.
Well, I was very annoyed by it because I instantly thought, well, Jack, let's have it, or whatever your character's name is.
There you go. That's my problem entirely. Right
Banthers, as far as I'm aware, are native to Tatooine. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
So why do you know what a fucking banther is? So
anyway. I've never been to Australia. I know what a kangaroo is.
It was a fucking joke.
Let's address the marsupial in the room.
There you go. I will use that phrase now for forever. Henceforth, you will be known as the marsupial in the room.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Anyway. Stop this. So what did we do? Bud, call him Bud, Banter in the room. Anyway, Jack Black. You couldn't get away from the fact it was Jack Black. You couldn't believe that you were seeing someone else. Shout out to Lizzo as well, by the way. I think it's Lizzo. Good God, I hope it's Lizzo. Otherwise, I've got this horribly wrong.
Her fans are going to tear you to shreds.
Very good. I hope they do. If you're a Lizzo fan and you've ever hear this and you want to shout at us on some social media platform,
angry.
You know, if many thousands of you feel like you want to do that, great.
Yeah,
you know, comment. I don't condone abuse. But if it's directed,
not even when it's on you,
in good humour, that's fine.
Please do abuse us.
I'm 99.9% sure it's Lizzo, but even as I say that, I doubt
she was great. In any case,
she was really good. I really liked her. I mean, great headdress.
Oh, and the sort of hologrammatic wings she had floating behind her or something.
Yes, they were interesting. They were really
That was
interesting.
cool.
I
I like that.
like the oversized key as well.
Yeah,
Key to the city.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what am I going to do with this?
It'd be funny if he actually could use it, like put it into a door somewhere and.
Like, why do I need one of those? I've got a droid with a thing that just sticks it out. It goes wherever I want.
Yeah.
R5.
But that whole episode was almost like it was a mini detective story, wasn't it? And I got quite into it. It was following the clues and you know, it was all that sort of, I like the investigation side of it, but because it was only one episode, again, it got wrapped up really quick. I could have almost seen a whole film of that, them going around doing this sleuthing kind of stuff. That's right on my alley, that.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me very much of the opening from Attack of the Clones. Where the assassin.
Oh, right, yeah.
Very similar feel to it, you know, where Obi-Wan and I was about to call him Hayden Christensen. Obi-Wan and Anakin are floating around, and they go into the bar.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it did have vibes like that.
Echoes,
yeah, it was very
echoes.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Echoes.
Yeah, did have that about it, which is a good thing. I liked it.
Absolutely. But anyway, with Jack Black reference, onto characters, because we were going to talk about characters.
We were.
Spent another 15 minutes talking shit. Jesus.
This is what the people want. This is why they listen to us.
So I want to talk about Moff Gideon. Because I really like Moff Gideon. Okay. Played by the wonderful Giancarlo Esposito, who, for people of our generation, will be better known perhaps as Agent Jack Bear from Usual Suspects, which, for anyone who's never had the discussion with me, which hopefully will be many thousands of people who are listening who've never met me in person, Usual Suspects is quite comfortably sits within my top 5 films of all time. I mean, it's well inside my top 10, put it that way. Do you not rate it?
No, I don't. No, I never really got the hype about it. Never did it for me.
No, I think it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I do. I mean, one of the great things about it is, obviously, after you've watched it once, one of the great things about it disappears. But that's true of so many movies.
I'm trying to remember if I knew the twist before I saw it, if it was like a Sixth Sense kind of situation for me, where I had it spoiled well in advance of seeing the film. I can't remember if it was that or not, but yeah. But I know the actor better from Breaking Bad. That's where I know him from.
There is that. I was thinking more generationally,
right?
Where the fact that he appeared, obviously, what was his Usual Suspects was, I think, 1995. So obviously, I think a lot of people
remember he was in that.
He was kind of. He wasn't a peripheral character. He wasn't quite front and center, but he was
okay.
He had many lines. I would say several minutes of screen time. I would say. But yeah, he was really.
I probably owe that film a rewatch, especially if you hold it in such esteem. I owe it a watch.
Oh, I think it's brilliant. And interestingly, it's like the Fleetwood Mac of films, because no one got on. Absolutely, right. Sorry,
that's a good analogy.
No, I don't want to be unfair to Fleetwood Mac, but
like a Stevie Nicks.
Legend has it
kind of thing.
They were not the best of friends. Certainly not by the end.
Fair enough.
But yeah, anyway, I think yeah, apparently so. Like, if you watch, I've watched a lot of stuff, but apparently the director fell out with everyone. The main actors all didn't really like each other. Anyway. But anyway, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
And the wonderfully talented Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, as a bad guy, I think he's brilliant. Like, he is. I love how mad he went with power. Like, he properly, egomaniacal, just went batshit crazy with power. And to the point where it was just like, right, we'll do a load of clones of me.
Of himself, yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate vanity.
Yeah,
I love myself so much. I'm going to make more of me.
Yeah, but I'm going to make them
force
better.
powers.
It's just what I do. What I like about myself is looking
It's
in the mirror.
self-improvement.
I think I look lovely, but there's some of the things about myself I'm not so keen on the inside. Just want to give him a hug. Just be like, oh, come on, Moff Gideon. We love you, you know.
He was really upset when all his clones were killed.
He was really upset. He was really upset. I like as well, like his basically his Mandalorian, his own Mandalorian outfit. I like the fact as well that he felt the need to have it designed with little crown bits on top of it.
It was a great design.
I'm going to make this look like a crown because I am the king.
Yeah. The over the top voice changer as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, because he could be quite softly spoken at times. Then when he put the helmet on, I was like, I am the master of everything.
It is, but there was that real change from series 2 when he gets captured, where he's despite the fact he's clearly a bit fucking evil and a bit nuts.
Yeah,
like series 2 when he gets captured, that scene he's still quite controlled about things, isn't he? He's still like, oh, this is this, like very matter of fact and very sort of kind of. Despite the fact that he's clearly not in control at the moment, he gives that impression he is in control of it because he's just like, well, I'm not going to lose my shit because, you know. And then fast forward 8 episodes, and he is fucking lost the plot.
Yeah, he has gone nuts. But he was a great character. I was a little disappointed to find out he was the main baddie in series 3. I felt like we'd done him in series 2.
And what, as in earlier on when you found out, or now?
Yeah?
Okay.
No, earlier on in the series when it turned out he was going to be the bad guy again. It was a little like, oh right, okay. I felt like we're just rehashing this, but he's such a great character. You get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that was fair.
So I'm trying to think when he first turned up in series 1. What is it when is it the last episode of series 1 where he breaks out of the TIE fighter with the Darksaber?
Oh yeah, with the
end of series 1.
That is
so it's about a long time.
Yeah,
he's had his comeuppance coming. So I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe he's the one who died that I should have been not longing to see die, but you know what I mean. I don't long to see anyone die.
Oh no, it was a bit dark.
Yeah,
but I can't help thinking it's a bit of a dumb thing to build a button on your control panel that instantly kills all your clones and explodes all their, cells or whatever you call it.
Well,
I mean, I don't know if I missed something, but it's like he just pressed the button and it just killed everyone straight away.
I'll be honest, I got a bit confused by that. Because I wasn't 100% sure. I say confused. I'm not the easiest person or the hardest person to confuse either.
No, you're confused now.
As that last sentence I just said comes out. Demonstrates quite nicely. No, for a moment I was like, hang on, have they just burst and draining because these things are coming to life?
Yeah,
because you see one's eyes pop open. I was like, oh shit, are they all about to attack?
Or like naked, flappy Gideons, jingling and jangling all about.
I don't know how old he is, but I should have looked that up.
Oh,
Giancarlo Esposito. I think I've got a feeling he's got to be well into his 60s.
Yeah, I think he's probably still got a decent body, but I don't want to see 6 of him flopping about the place
naked.
You can't kill naked people like that, can you? Yeah, just.
No,
I don't know. It wouldn't be right to shoot naked people like that.
Give have pants on. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway, you got anything more to say on Moff Gideon?
Moff Gideon. Well,
I think this is for every character, by the way. These are just some of the things I've picked up on from some key characters.
Yeah. No, I think covered him pretty well. I think we've probably almost certainly seen the last of him now, unless one of the clones survived. But
there's always that way, isn't it? There's always that.
Yeah, it's the problem when you introduce clones. It just means no one could. Well, death is never permanent anymore, isn't it?
Well, I guess
Not if the plot
we're gonna
needs
we're
it
gonna
to
get
be.
into a we're gonna get into a discussion that we haven't got time for. So
Okay.
let's leave it at that. And there's no
Fair enough.
Darksaber anymore either. So
Mm.
who else we got? Grief Karga. Grief Karga. I have really loved watching the transition of his character.
Yeah.
Like from Apollo Creed to
Well, did he actually play Apollo Creed in the first series?
Yeah, that was who it was. It's like
Apollo Creed in space.
we're not fighting. If we're not fighting, we're nothing. Or whatever he says to him in Rocky
I
IV.
don't remember.
Oh, poor old Apollo.
Creed 3's just come out, hasn't it?
Yeah, good film. But I haven't seen Creed 3. I
haven't seen it.
Creed 2. First Creed film was brilliant. I'm not sure I've seen Creed 2.
I can't remember if I did. I might have done.
With Tony Bellew in it.
Maybe.
Either way. Right. Anyway, we're digressing.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you've seen Predator. If you haven't seen Predator, what the fuck are you doing?
Of course I've seen Predator. Jesus.
Dylan.
Oh, brilliant.
He lose his arm in that or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember them doing the clasp.
Get to the chopper.
Bicep thing, him and Arnie.
Yeah.
You know the bit I mean? Yeah. Who can tense the hardest?
We actually mentioned
pushing too many pencils.
We're talking about Carl Weathers, by the way, just in case anyone hasn't noticed. But yeah, he's brilliant. I really like his he's kind of like that transition he's had from this underworld character to politician, and it's. I was trying earlier to think of another analogy, like another similar character role. I was thinking like I was going down the Gangs of New York thing where. You've got, I don't know, the Brendan Gleeson, second week in a row we've mentioned Brendan Gleeson, who hasn't been in Star Wars. Or has he been in Star Wars? He might have been another thing. He might have been like one of the aliens once. But yeah, so Brendan Gleeson, who's like, starts out as a thug and then he's like a mayor. Actually, that was a good, there you go. We'll go with that one. It's kind of like that. One. But I think he plays that politician role really well in the fact that he's like, and obviously a lot of it's in the writing as well and is really good. This is the fact that he's friendly and you like him and he's an ally to your main protagonist.
Yeah.
But you still feel like he's a politician and every word that comes out of his mouth in some way is self-serving.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when he's sorry, Karen.
I mean, I was going back to the analogies. You could say it's sort of like a Michael Corleone character arc as well. So he sort of goes from hoodlum to trying to be the respected businessman and do right and atone for his past and things like that.
Just when I was out, they pulled me back in.
Poured me back in. Yes, classic.
But
I felt a little like Krieg, isn't it? Krieg Karga. I always. Like I stutter when I say his name. Grief Karga. Grief Karga. Yeah. I feel like I agree. I like his character arc, but I felt like he was a little superfluous in series 3. Like he didn't have a lot to do. He was he served a couple of B plots, but it could have, if he wasn't in any of that series, you probably wouldn't have noticed if they just used a different character.
No, but he turned up when he needed to, didn't he? I think that's and he's also familiar to the audience, isn't he? So he's a nice warm feel.
It's true. Yeah, got the familiarity, and he's always a good watch. I always enjoyed seeing him, watching him. Good actor.
Exactly. It's fantastic. But yeah, I think the only other character that I kind of wanted to but like
examine
broadly about
examine.
No, but Bo-Katan. So I was. I mean, I really liked sort of the stuff they did with her when she's like clearly assumes the role of leader of the Mandalorians, and
that was good stuff.
Manages to unite the factions and whatever else. But there was part of me throughout the whole episode that was thinking she might die.
Yes, I can't expect her to die.
Yeah, like not one.
Especially in that
to
last
die, but-
episode. You're always
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
bump
just
people off,
thinking,
aren't you?
No, but it's kind of like
You've got issues. No, I know what you mean.
you know,
We're
what I mean?
almost
Like,
conditioned to expect it, though, aren't we? As viewers,
Yeah.
we expect that. And Game of Thrones was awful for that, wasn't it? It's just no one was sacred. Anyone could die at any point.
Yeah.
So we got hangovers from that, I think.
Absolutely. You know this person who's on all the posters.
Yeah,
Oh,
the dead by episode 2.
sorry.
Yeah,
No one is sacred.
should have known Sean Bean was going to die because he always does. But
Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff this week. People were speculating that like Din Djarin was actually going to be killed. I was like, come on, guys, don't be
What?
stupid. Honestly, like of all the theories, it's like,
Yeah,
seriously, come on.
that would have been very off-brand, I think.
Exactly.
But especially as that we now, it's been heavily hinted that one of the upcoming films is going to kind of tie up the Mandalorian Boba Fett kind of stuff. So,
Oh yeah,
you could see that the sort of open-endedness of the finale. Why do I keep saying it like that? Finale.
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 Yeah. And there was
Yeah.
Come on, you've said it many times. Very well. And also a little bit of a cameo as well for Taika Waititi. Returned after our chat about him last week.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
Where was he?
IG-11, isn't he? He's so at the end when IG-11 makes a reappearance.
Oh, that was his voice, was it?
I say IG-11 confidently as if I've always known that character's name. Yeah, so when he turns up at the end and he's now the sheriff or whatever he is, Grandmaster Lawmaker or whatever he is, that's his voice. That's still his voice, I think. So yeah, he made a bit of a cameo, which was.
So we were trying
nice
to figure out
see.
which robot he was in the other week, weren't we? Last week we were trying to figure out whose voice.
I mean, the only thing for me would have been better voice-wise, and this is just voice-wise. I would absolutely love to see more of Werner Herzog, who played the client originally.
Yes,
because just his voice is like honey to my ears. It's just, to be fair, it's like Werner Herzog's history in filmmaking and television, whatever else. He does a lot more work behind the camera traditionally than he does in front of it. But when he is in front of it,
right. I don't know much about him.
I've come to see you of Mandalorian. This is Have you got my asset?
It was a great voice.
It is. It's lovely.
Kind of
anyway,
sort of soothing Gestapo vibes.
Soothing Gestapo. Have ways of making you talk.
Yeah.
Are you Din Djarin and do you have Grogu with you? We are searching for Baby Yoda.
Oh, there you go.
Please put the asset in the box and walk away. I don't have words to that. I don't know what he says, but he says it.
No, well, you're going back to like episode 1 of series 1, pretty much.
I only watched that yesterday. I watched all 3 episodes, all three series in 24 hours.
I thought you weren't going to admit that.
We could get a sponsorship. To watch. I did actually. What I did do last night, I watched. I did rewatch episode 7, just as a refresher, just to see if there's anything that I had missed. Turned out I hadn't. It was all exactly the same as I remembered it. It's strange. I didn't forget half an hour of television in a week. Just don't know what I'm going to do next Wednesday episode, but never mind.
Episode 7 of what?
So, what?
You watched episode 7 of what?
The Simpsons.
Oh, right. That's a classic.
It was loosely Star Wars related, so I thought that might help me with the Mandalorian. So
yeah.
But anyway, right. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add on the Mandalorian? Any hopes, aspirations? Or do you? Actually, quickly, let's have a chat. Do we think we've seen the last of it, or do we think we'll get more?
I don't think we'll get another series before the movies next year.
No, neither do I. I think
we'll save it for that now.
Yeah, I think it might be done as well. I think it wraps it up nicely. I think there's a story to tell with Grogu, obviously. But
yes, absolutely.
I mean, I do not know at what rate their species matures. But come on, mate.
Yeah. I honestly thought we'd see a lot more growth, or he'd be talking by the end or something, you know.
He's physically exactly the same as he was 4 years ago.
Yeah. He's 50 years old or something, I think they said.
Yeah.
In that. So it's like, Jesus Christ. So if they live like 900 years or so.
When 900 years you reach, look as good. You will not. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, right. That's enough for that. Take another quick break, and then we'll get back. And just a bit of general chit chat, because up to now it's been really well scripted and well guided. But anyway,
yes.
Right. See you on the other side, guys.